Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your magical message. This is the peace dealer, fresh out the shower, baby. Moon in Leo, Sun in Aries. We are on the way to the full moon, and this Leo of creativity and courage, right, is helping you understand the strength, más fuerte, attached to your original power. From someone who has Mars in Aries and exercised it last night, we, out of all the Mars, we may not last the longest. We do things in short spurts. And when you now connected to an energy like Leo that sustains energy and is the bonfire, it now helps you understand the courage and passionate strength needed to strengthen your original will and desire. All right. If it was just Aries, people would spark things, but Leo is the creativity and passion that helps that spark be sustained and actively strengthened through courage, through feeling what you're afraid to do and do it anyway, like the warrior does. Okay. Anyway, let me just knock these out for you real quick. I already know y'all are wondering. Hold on. Don't expect anything. Hold on. I'm just gonna do one real quick. Shorter grip. It's a good 2.5 skis. You know what I mean? A good 2.3er. Oh, goodness. I'm totally not out of breath. I'm just marveled at how this process was. So I'm just taking deeper breaths, just in admiration of such an exercise. Can you believe people do this shit every day? Oh my God, what the fuck is this? Oh, and then they like, never mind. No, I get it though. Anyway, yeah, y'all. That was 2. Cash me in another month. That might be 3. I mean, like 7. Alright. As you've seen me express and display such ridiculous amounts of strength, I mean, I might as well have superpowers. I only did 2 just so, I could show you. I could probably do like 10 more. I'm not about to do that though. But like, yeah, y'all. This Moon in Leo transit, 120 degrees to 150 of Moon in Virgo, is the creative integration of your individuality. And as such, even though I'm a progressed homebody right now, progressed Cancer, get the fuck out there. This is a beautiful Sunday, which is the Sunday, which is ruled by Leo. Even if you don't like go out, travel with yourself, be more social with yourself. And you don't have to force it. At any opportunity that you may get to really just express yourself or to just have fun, definitely do that. If you can't necessarily find anything, then just, be with yourself, but have fun with yourself. And I mean, if you want to do it that way too, you know what I mean? But like, no, but that being said, the creativity you challenge yourself to express. I know usually on Leo signature days, when the moon is trining the sun in the Leo signature, I, as well as maybe millions of other people, usually get the inspiration to create a song, right? To create a new video or skit idea. And I mean, of course, with that creativity of the Leo signature, if you think of a hose that flows through, the first part of the signature from activation and integration kind of activates the hose. And now this Leo signature is the full blast of creativity where the hose is not kinked, right? It's totally free flowing. And after the square with the fourth house aspect, in this case the moon in Cancer, where now we've adjusted how authentically we can feel and how much more comfortable in our skin we can feel, even though that might have involved being uncomfortable. Well, now, like an artist in the studio, Leo allows you to express your heart fully so that you get the max amount of creativity. And that's what I like about Leo signatures. Before the Virgo signature, where we're going to practice through consistency and develop habits, this Leo signature lets you know what your max is. If we're going to use, I don't bench. I don't know shit about benching or deadlifting, right? But let's say you know, in a transit like today, Leo, which is strength, right? When you see people in the gym, all passionate, right? That's Leo. And then the ones who are even deeper with it, who are just like, they don't even smile, those are the Scorpios. Yeah, the Virgos and the Scorpios. I don't have any of that in my chart. So like, I don't need it in my chart. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't have that in your chart and you don't work out, don't let these people bully you, okay? Let me just because like, you don't need to be Tiger Woods, right? You don't need to have the best golf clubs to play golf, right? But you're not win no championships. You know what I'm saying? You can play as much as you want, you're not win no championships. So like, you might as well just, you're right. But like, that doesn't mean you need, right? I don't need Virgo and Scorpio and Leo to work out and be healthy in the gym. But I'm not gonna know what the fuck I'm doing, and I don't want a fucking trainer. They're gonna make me actually do the workout, and I won't be able to be lazy the way. Okay, I'm snitching on myself. Right? Anyway, this is really important because once again, you're gonna get your max weight. So let's say you're benching, and now the moon in Leo lets you know the max weight you can bench is like 300 pounds. I don't know if that's a lot, or I guess I don't know, depending on your BMI. I'm just saying BMI to sound like I know about nutrition. But like, yes, let's say you can bench 300. That's your max. You've pushed yourself. With the moon in Virgo, you're going to practice with that 300 over and over and over and over and over and over and over. You're going to just push yourself and just consistency. And then when by the time the moon is in Libra, now you're at like a weight bench lifting conference. And now it's not just you seeing your max, you're presenting to other people what your max is. And now through the grinding of Virgo, what was 300 at moon in Leo is 350 or 400 at moon in Libra. So that's how to break down this Leo, Virgo, Libra, okay? Leo signature, Virgo signature, and Libra signature of any sign. King Kong, opening trine, opening King Kong's full moon, or opposition, all right? So yeah, this is the original, this is the golden original signature. This is now that you have activated a new direction of authenticity and individuality that is being reflected in your actions, whether it's by going out, going to events, sharing time with friends of your heart, your fifth house, or just creatively expressing yourself. Like, it's not about being social and going out a little bit. It is, I'm gonna be honest with you. But like, that being said, it's really more about having fun. So like, even if you're inside, but you're just constantly creating, right? If you're crazy like me, that's talking to yourself all day, but I'm just gonna be more creative with it. But like, yeah, if you're just having fun, if you're making stuff that stimulates your heart, this is the best way to take advantage of this, because what this is doing is it's charging this individual activation of self, which you update every year. Just look at every zodiac sign season as a firmware and software update. So now that we're getting ready, and that's the whole, if we're going to use technology in a sense, this year and next year is important because we are debuting brand new hardware. So every year and every time we reset the year with Aries season, yearly software update. If you have an iOS or Android, you know you have an update on your phone every year. This is just what updates the identity of what you're going to do this year. But now this year is a brand new hardware update. So you're not just updating your phone, it's a whole brand new system. Are you hearing me? It's a whole new system with new programs, right? New game engines or engines to run this. It's brand new. We're going to get sneak peek this, the end of spring to summer. then it's going to go back and phase out the old technology. So the retrograde of Saturn and Neptune to Pisces is, we had PS2s or we had PS5s, now we have PS6s, right? So now when it retrogrades, we have to phase out all the old PS5s because they're obsolete. And then when it goes back direct, every market has the PS6. That's what's happening. So this is the activation of your identity before the new hardware officially comes in. And Neptune is that new software that aligns itself with the new hardware, the Unreal game engine, except this is augmented in your life. All right, you're gonna start to see RPG mechanics like text boxes, people's thought bubbles. Now that Pluto's in Aquarius, right? You won't be able to see the thought bubbles at first unless you're weird as fuck, like a Sagittarius or Aquarius or Pisces with extrasensory perception who could just look at your thought bubbles and then invade your thought bubbles and see what you're thinking. They do that. They're really weird like that. They do that. They just invade all your privacy. Scorpio too. Yeah, you too, Scorpio. So that being said, you feel me? It's definitely very important because, you know, relative to these newer mechanics, the moon in Leo is allowing you to strengthen the creative nature of how creatively you express this, how much fun you can have, what this new version of yourself or next version of yourself loves, what you find exciting to do, especially as Mars is getting ready to leave Cancer and go into Leo. This is going to prepare for you to stand your ground, to fight a few people, to smack a lot of passively aggressive people in the face, but don't get a battery charge. You can do that with your energy. But if they try and touch you, like it is what it is. We do self-defense over here. But other than that, with love, we do self-defense with love in our heart. I love you. I'm sorry. But like, yes, man, the moon's gonna go to Virgo. We're gonna integrate, gonna master all this stuff. But yeah, y'all. Before Mars goes into Leo, which is whistleblower season, and you see more whistleblowers kind of come out, which were gonna come out before, but they just had the time strategically. Mars is still trining Saturn, Neptune. The actions we feel like we must take or desire to take are actively being shaped by the reevaluation of our beliefs, which will influence the direction we feel we're going to move in. So with the moon in Leo that's sextiling Jupiter and Gemini, this expansion pack of your vocabulary that in line with this new hardware has now evolved the programming languages with which relate to this budding new hardware and software. Now that we've evolved how much more I can talk shit, or you can talk crap, I mean talk smart, right? Or smart mouth your way through existence. Leo's going to add the bravado, the swagger. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm him, right? I'm confident in myself. But as confident as myself as I am, I know I will never have Soldier Boy swag. And it's true, I know I will never have the swag of a young Draco, fresh off of dropping Kiss Me Through the Phone, or, you know, wake up in the bed, get my swag on. I was an uncultured youth. I remember back in my day, I thought I was, you know, a purist, like, oh, he's ruining hip hop. Oh, wake up out the bed, get my swag on. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out the way, pretty boy coming through. I thought that was hogwash. I had to grow older and realize I had to have been lame. He had dropped one of the most classic songs in all of, and I know you think I'm being sarcastic, no. And this is what Leo taught me. You really just need swag. They said the same to Uzi Vert. It's cool. I will never have the swag of a Leo and Libra. You think I can outperform Usher and Bruno Mars? It's cool. I don't have to. But it's cool. We can learn something from these energies. And let this swag really encourage you to extend this vocabulary and to say more of what you think with your chest, but just have a lot of creativity with it. You're going to understand how to integrate it, fully express it. And yes, let that guide you. Now, final thing I'm going to say, the opposition of Pluto in Aquarius is a supernatural harvesting, which happens every 28 days once we conjunct in Pluto and then have it in Leo. So you're going to understand the creative social integration of how at a supernatural level and quality you are continuing over the next 28 years, over 28 day cycles, to now fully express through social integration the supernatural quality of this energy. You guys stay blessed as always. Peace.